even when I was 14 or 15. This show really did teach me a lot about a lot of things. Barney, thank you. I appreciate the things you did because you really released my inner child at that point. Ted, you're an NPC. Marshall and Lily, a really great relationship you have there. And Robin, you're like a mess. A mix of Barney and Ted. Kinda. Do you know what the weird thing is? The odd thing is, during this whole quarantine time, lockdowns, all this stuff, the last year of a mess, which has been a year of a mess for basically everyone in the whole world, I have not been going back and watching old stuff. I've not been going back and reminiscing on old TV shows, old movies that I used to watch. I've been watching new stuff, absorbing new stuff, taking in new stories, just trying to really flesh out my understanding of storytelling. But over the last 2 months, for some reason, looking at how lockdown is coming to an end and everything is going to go back to normal, I have found myself watching more and more old TV shows, old films that I love. People were doing this at the beginning of quarantine. I remember seeing the trends, people saying, oh, I watched that anime show that I watched when I was 6 years old. Oh, I watched that cartoon series that I watched when I was 10. I watched this old sitcom. I've been doing that now. I don't know if that's a good thing. I didn't do it at the beginning of quarantine, but now I'm looking at it saying, I'm probably not going to get a chance to watch these things ever again in all likelihood, at least in their entirety. So maybe that's why I'm doing this. I don't know. But I will say, How I Met Your Mother, iconic. Hey, NarendraTheComic here. Right now we're just going to be talking about How I Met Your Mother, because that show, I'm telling you, people love it. I loved it when I was like 13, 14 growing up. And it is something which I haven't looked back on for a very, very long time. I haven't really had much of a thought about it. But I popped on episode 1 and I watched the whole thing and I said, I have missed this. I really have. Sitcoms nowadays just aren't that good. I think Friends is good, but I think How I Met Your Mother is superior to Friends. That's just a fact. I don't care what you say. You can have your opinions, but I can have facts. How I Met Your Mother is better than Friends. There are iconic scenes in Friends, I'll tell you. Some very, very fun scenes. But How I Met Your Mother, the characterizations, I think they are far, far better. I think that Ted is Ted. He's the NPC. He's the guy just walking around aimlessly. But the surrounding supporting characters are so fun, so engaging. And I was walking through episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, all of season 1. And I remembered every single episode of the season. And I can't remember a show, a regular length show, not a mini series, where I remember every single episode, what happened in those episodes. As it was going on, I already knew what was happening. And I haven't watched this show in probably 7 years, 8 years since it finished. So that really speaks wonders as to how much of an impact this show had on me without me really realizing it had. I guess some people would say The Big Bang Theory was that for them. And I do think that The Big Bang Theory was a good show. I think some of the seasons were spectacular. But I think there was a lot of fluff in between. And I think that it had 3 or 4 very average to bad seasons and a lot of very good ones. With How I Met Your Mother, though, I think every season was great up till the final season. Come the last season, it kind of just felt like, oh, is that really how it was supposed to end? Because there were so many aspects of the show that were so good, and I feel that looking back on it, I'm going to be disappointed with how the show ends because I already know how it ends, and I didn't like how the show ended all those years ago. I remember watching it and just turning the TV off once it finished in 2012 or 13, looking at it being like, why? Why did you do that? Why was that the ending? But, you know, you have all these years with these characters and I guess they earned the ability to tell the story they wanted to tell. And it was obviously the story that they had all the way at the beginning, to a degree at least. And they wanted to tell that story and it lasted as long as it did. And now they're doing a spin-off of How I Met Your Mother. It's called How I Met Your Father. I do remember they were looking at doing this just when the show finished originally, but it didn't get picked up, obviously. Maybe the script wasn't good enough. Maybe there was just a pilot. I don't exactly remember the details of it. But now they're doing a How I Met Your Father. Hilary Duff is attached to be the lead. I mean, I like Hilary Duff. She's a bit of a nut job. She's like Gwyneth Paltrow and Kelly Clarkson, like, put together. And you kind of get Hilary Duff. I like Hilary Duff. I remember watching Lizzie McGuire when I was a kid. Not my favourite Disney Channel show back then. But it's a good show nonetheless. I don't really see how they can do a sequel or spin-off to this show because it is very, very unique. It's special, it's dynamic, and I feel a lot of the tropes are probably going to be reused from How I Met Your Mother in this new show. Because of that, I'm worried, but they have the original creators on. I can't believe I didn't throw this one out there already. But for the few of you who have never watched this show, never heard of this show, I will tell you it is legend. Wait for it. Just in case you're lactose intolerant. It's legendary. It's dairy. You got the dairy at the end there, right? I didn't deliver that the best, but my point is, Barney Stinson. Nowadays, this show would not get made. Definitely not. There's too much shit going on in it, and it's a sad reality that 6-7 years on from the show finishing, I know categorically this show would not be made now. I don't think you can match the type of storytelling they told with over 100 episodes here, with characters who you really felt for throughout the whole series. Seeing these people grow up real time was very, very unique, and it felt genuine, and that really doesn't happen very often. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel down there. If you didn't, then what you doing, lads, alright? What are you doing? Subscribe. It would be great. It'd help me out, help you out, help everyone out if you just subscribe. So just do that. Thanks. I appreciate it. Now, I've been NarendraTheComic. You've been Grey, and we'll see you next time. That's tomorrow. If you don't know, make a video every single day. You've been doing it every day for over 1,000 days now. We ain't stopping till we get to 10,000 subscribers. So do subscribe. Pop back again tomorrow for some more quality shitty content, because we're hashtag never know here. Just how it goes. Also bring the bakwas. Bakwas means nonsense in Punjabi, and we also bring that. Bring a lot, bring a little, do a lot, do a little. But we do indeed bring the quality shitty content on a daily basis. So see you tomorrow, because there'll be more of the same but slightly different, but essentially the very same. Once more, see you then. Skadoosh.